Welcome back to another episode of Infamously Speaking. Today, Quan and we are reacting to Bleacher Report's top 100 NBA players ever. Quan's already shaking his head because, my goodness, when you look at that list, when we talk about the list, you might even be confused why they got some people, why they got them. But before we jump into it, before we react to that list, first, if you're not subscribed to the Infamously Speaking YouTube channel already, please go ahead and do a favor, subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Also, leave a comment. Helps the channel get some visibility, get some traction. Also, if you're not already following us on our socials, they're right below us. They're also in the video description. TikTok's been popping. Quan is generating more engagement than.
Yeah, I downloaded TikTok just to argue with people.
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. But you know what? Well, I'm glad this list came out because I think it's going to take some of the heat off of us and our QB tiers that people loved so much. And really draw attention to this, unless one of us says that we agree with some of these rankings.
Well,
So with
here's
that
the
being
thing.
said, let's jump into it. Let's just jump into it and talk about it. Unless you have something.
Even with that said, I don't want the attention going. I like it.
That's fact.
I clearly enjoy the smoke. Keep bringing it, and I'll keep commenting back. There's some good comments on there too. Like one of them's with the mic should come with a cost $1 million. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I could appreciate that. The thing is like even with this, right? We talked about it prior to starting the show, but like I was like, this is our chance to be empathetic and put the shoes on our feet of criticizing those who made this list to the point of saying they're dumb as hell, some of the comments. But we won't do that because out of respect and knowing what it takes to put your opinion out in the public, we'll just say we disagree for the most part.
That's it.
Even though I think a lot of what they put together was atrocious.
Listen, we all have our right to our own opinions. But as I always say whenever we have these conversations, there has to be some kind of criteria, right? That we base it on. It can't just be emotion. So Bleacher Report kicked off the article by saying the criteria is they take into account the totality of each NBA player's career, cumulative and average stats, awards, playoffs, championships, cultural impact, and overall greatness.
That's bullshit. I'll call bullshit immediately.
Here's the thing. Those are some things that are hard to measure. Anyways, we'll just jump right to the list. Good for them. I think they got number one right off the bat, right? So that's a good thing to start. Of course, we'll start at the top of the list. Michael Jordan being number one, I think, is something that we could both agree on. I think we've had this debate a lot of times on this channel already. We don't got to stay a lot here, but they did have one line in the article that I really like, which was MJ never lost on the biggest stage. And he felt pretty close to godlike in his prime.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I put this hat on. Let me put my thinking cap on for a reason, which is just custom loving basketball. We've been showing love to the local communities for a long time. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I know you're not going to argue MJ. I know some people are, they're going to have LeBron. We've had that conversation enough. And so obviously Bron is too. Do whatever you want with that. We're not going to. Oh my goodness.
He's not number two, bro.
We're not going to debate that.
No, you're not going to debate that. I'm going to debate that. Kobe Bryant is number two.
That's fine. Magic Johnson 4, not a problem for me. I think the inclusion of Bill Russell at 5 is an interesting one. Just because we always hear about the era that he played in. But he was so dominant.
You also can't help who you play against. So
that's the biggest thing. Shaq at 6. Tim Duncan 7. Tim Duncan was so nasty, man. So skilled. His defense was crazy.
Mr. Fundamental.
Best power forward of all time. Your guy, Larry Legend at 8. Honestly, I thought Larry Legend was going to be the highest Celtic on the list. So when I saw Russell at 5, I was a little surprised.
It's hard to argue, 10, 11 championships?
11 chips, yeah. But Larry was just different, brother.
Nah, you know how I feel about Larry. I think that's
automatic bucket, and defensively, he was a menace.
My favorite part about Larry Bird's game is his shit talking and then backing it up, obviously.
We all know that. Well, number 9, I think his biggest accomplishment was sleeping with 20,000 women or something like that.
Doing that and playing all those games is insane.
100 pieces is crazy, bro. I don't care what
cardio got to be like superior.
Insane, bro. Some of these stats are crazy, bro. 100 points one time, 55 rebounds in a game. It's crazy.
He was Angel Reese before Angel Reese.
All you say is getting me bounds.
Yeah.
Oh, can we even say that? Because I think she trademarked that, which is smart as fuck by her, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, this is where it gets controversial. And not for you, because Steph Curry was number 10, rounding out the top 10. And I know how you feel about Steph. I think the audience might know if they listen to us long enough. But Steph is, if you want to talk about changing the game.
Culture. That's why. So here's the reason why that culture, I want to know on the scale what culture weighed in on. Because not only Steph, but AI, which was a very controversial subject recently too for us.
That
AI at 36 is crazy.
AI at 36 is crazy. I don't know how much you could weigh. Well, AI didn't change the way the game was played like Steph, bro.
No, it's that culture. Culture. He changed the culture, bro.
Oh, 100%. A whole Reebok stuff.
Big time. Bigger than LeBron.
I'm not gonna even address it, man. You guys got any dig, any chance he gets at LeBron, bro.
Cultural impact. He made a bigger cultural impact.
LeBron got a whole building at Nike, brother. What are you talking about, man? Let's not do that.
Nike's not the culture. Plays a part of it. I'll give you that. But it's not the culture. Nah. AI was for the people, man.
So I know that Steph being
the people's champion.
I know that Steph being included in your top 10 is not. I know Steph is already in your top 10. He's probably in your top 5.
Top 3. He's my top 3.
That's a whole other thing to unpack. But I think the biggest controversy is Kobe Bryant being outside the top 10, being at number 11. And I know you feel strongly about this, so I want to give you your runtime to talk about why this is such a big deal for you.
Yo, it's like I just seen that thing where it's like, I forgot who put it up, but a lot of people are disrespecting Kobe now that he's not here, except for Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. So shout out to them.
Yep.
But because he's gone, it's like they forgot. Like, first off, he got 5 of them things.
5.
That's more than LeBron. Stayed on one team. No, I'm saying LeBron because LeBron's number 2. And we're going to debate him and LeBron. So it's not that. But he got 5 of them things. Stayed on the one team. Now, granted, a lot of people's going to be like, oh, he has Shaq. Okay. And then the other teams he won with, they weren't superior team. I would say LeBron, again, referring to LeBron because he was ranked number 2. LeBron's Miami team was more stacked than Kobe's teams with Powell and Lamar Odom in them.
100% agree. I mean, Powell was a savage, but Bosh and D Wade, absolutely.
Yeah. And that just made it easier, obviously, for the role players. And then you got Ray Allen. Come on, man. Ray Allen.
Absolutely.
What? At least top 3 best shooter of all time. So, and that's not a dig because it is what it is. But what I'm saying is like, and the way he changed it. Think about, it's not even just the Lakers. Now that I think about it, think about how many times you've seen that clip of when they went to the Olympics and they said Kobe was the guy. Even with LeBron on that team, Kobe was the guy. Kobe's the one who set the tone. Set the tone, whether it was in practice, whether it was running power over during the game, and just his work ethic. And it wasn't even just LeBron. Like, I remember Melo telling the story, like, yo, they were coming back from the club at like 5 a.m. And they see Kobe sweating because he's working out. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. So that's my argument, I guess you would say. But that's the reason why I put Kobe in there. And we talk about all the time, and this is why we broke down Jordan being, well, one of the reasons why Jordan's better than LeBron is just that mentality, right? Like that killer instinct and that that mentality, and that Mamba mentality is the real deal.
Oh no, that's one of one of the most impactful things to come out of the sport, maybe ever, is that lasting impact. How many players you hear today crediting his work ethic as a source of inspiration?
Again, and with all
Countless,
sports, yeah, all different
countless.
sports.
Yeah, it transcends just basketball. So 100%. I think one reason why people are because I agree with you that now that he's passed, people are kind of forgetting the greatness.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say you agree with me. He's number 2 now. I was gonna
No,
I
not number
finally
2.
won him over.
No, not number 2, but he's definitely top 10. There's no way to debate that, especially if you're bringing in impact on the culture and on today's players. Like you said, the way sports are played in general, and whenever people talk about the players that got crazy work ethic, they always cite Kobe, which is insane. Is because I think people try to disrespect him because now we live in this era where advanced metrics are such a thing, and they're not the kindest to him. But there's a player. This person's still alive cross sports, but Derek Jeter's another person where in baseball where advanced metrics aren't kind to him, but when you watch the person play, you're like, this person's all-time great.
Yeah,
I don't care what the advanced metrics say. Look what his performance and how it directly correlated to greatness, how it directly correlated to dynasty, how it directly correlated to winning. Isn't that what it's about? I don't care if he was 44% career from the field or from 2. When it mattered, he was chucking that thing up and he was making it. When it mattered, you know what? There were more times than not, he was going to be on the right side of the outcome. And not only that, he inspired the generation of players that we love so much.
So
it's hard. I can't see a world where he's not in the top 10. I really
that's
can't.
A great call out with inspiring the next generation of ballers, right? I know Kobe was a big inspiration to Tatum. Just got a championship last year. And that's another reason why I love Jordan's response, which people use against him for some reason during the argument when they had asked Jordan about the GOAT debate, and he's like, "It's for me that's tough because that's being disrespectful to those who inspired him to be great, the Jerry West and all those players that he referred to." It's like, and again, I know we do it, one, because that's something that we're passionate about, but 2, it's almost like a conversation thing that's just amongst us, right? Like, we just like to have those debates about who we think is better, why we like them, etc. But realistically, there is many great players, and
absolutely,
without a lot of those great players, we can't have the quote unquote GOAT if we don't have a Bill Russell, if we don't have
absolutely
the Oscar Robertsons and stuff like that.
People
right?
paving the way.
Exactly. So I think that's the best way that you put it as far as the inspirational part. And as the true GOAT said, it's almost disrespectful.
That's the true GOAT. So my question for you is this: Kobe Bryant and maybe this is an easy question, but who are you taking out of that current top 10? So as a reminder, Jordan, Bron, Kareem, Magic, Russell, Shaq, Duncan, Bird, Wilt, Steph. Who you moving out of that top 10 to make room for Kobe?
Yeah, Kareem was so dominant. Magic he transcended that position.
Average 11 assists a game for his career, bro. That's insane.
Bill Russell,
the ultimate champion.
Ultimate champion. Shaq, fucking the most dominant. Tim Duncan, so consistent. Yo, if I have to be real, it's probably Wilt, because he was a sleazebag sleeping with all them women.
Quan, listen, I respect the ethics.
Yo, here's the thing, is it's hard because I didn't get to watch Wilt Chamberlain, right? And you know me, I'm like a big eye test kind of guy too. So I would probably say it'd either be Wilt or Russell. But we do value championships a lot.
Bro, I'm not.
And
30
what?
points per game,
Yeah,
22.9
I know.
rebounds a
Yeah, I was
game
gonna
for
say.
Will is
Yeah, but he could have
crazy.
been definitely doing the Angel Reese thing.
The me bounds.
Yeah. Yo, how did you like my response to Gmo too, where men lie, women lie, but numbers can get padded? Because that's a true thing. Even Mahomes' numbers got padded because he was throwing all these bombs at the end of the game.
You know what's funny?
That
I'm
makes him.
watching. I think if I was to move anybody out, I mean, it's tough. Like you said, I mean, we didn't get a chance to watch it. Well, he played in the 60s. And I think this is why it gets so personal, right? Where you have to make that decision of like, for you, everybody's top 10 looks a little bit different. There's just certain players that you can't leave out with a good conscience. So Will would probably be the person that I would, Will or Bill, like you said, would probably be one of the two people that I would move out. And that's not, it's out of respect for what Kobe did. And I got the chance to watch Kobe play. And I think that's what's so eye-opening for me was the fact that, man, I hated the fact that the Lakers always won, but the way that Kobe played, like that was MJ to me because I didn't get to see Jordan play. So that was the closest thing to Jordan that I got to saw play. Obviously, there's all the stories about how he emulated Michael's game. Michael even has that famous quote where he's talking about who he'd like to play. He said the only person that might beat him is Kobe because Kobe steals all his moves.
Yeah.
But Kobe was the closest thing that I got to see live towards MJ. You know what I mean? And he was just a killer.
Yeah.
He was a killer.
No, you even said something that I said on a couple episodes where it's like, I hated Jordan because you know he was gonna come in and dominate your team. So it was like, I can't stand this guy. But you had to respect it, bro. Like, and the crazy thing is when people think about Michael Jordan, the majority of people think about his 6 championship run, which is fair, right? He's obviously the best player on the best team in the most dominance of the newer eras. But Gilbert pointed out, like, if you put the rookie or like the early years of Jordan against Kobe or anybody else, it wouldn't even matter. Like, you know what I mean? He was super athletic. Like the Jordan with hair and a gold chain, like good luck.
Oh, he was ridiculous.
You're not gonna be able to keep up with him because he had a jump shots in too. And
He was
it's
ridiculous.
funny because one of the things you said is like the article. He at the big stage he always showed up. It's like the North Carolina thing. Like there's that
game
movie
winner.
Air that talked about it, but it's also players on the team, and I think it was James Worthy that was like, yeah, he was James Worthy's on his team, mind you, upperclassman, proven player, and they knew Jordan was still that guy.
Yeah, Jordan was a savage coming into the league, man. You watch some of those early games too, and all those early days when we had Doug Collins as the coach, and they beat that Cavs team with Elo and Price and the game winning shot. He was just that was before prime Jordan, right? Before obviously the 2-3 peats and all that stuff. So yeah, Jordan was different. But I think another part of this article I want to talk about because it was controversial was. And I'm not sure if it's because Steph was 10, but I felt like there was a lot of Steph slander coming out of this.
Or like comments?
Yeah, just because like there's no way you can have Steph in the top 10 and not Kobe. And I just think people forget. And maybe because it's ushered in an era of basketball that people maybe don't enjoy as much, which is the shoot it from anywhere because Curry has limitless range. But I think he changed the game in a way even bigger than that, which is the way that how you can have such an impact on the game without even having the ball.
I knew he was going there, and I completely agree, bro. Completely agree. It's such a team-oriented player. I think it's great for the youth and those who are actually following. Like you said, like his movement without the ball. I actually just watched this thing. It was like a virtual reality, and it was like, this is what it looks like guarding Steph.
Yes, I think you sent me
that. And it's like he's just you're like nonstop running around and just trying to get through picks and stuff. And like I said, the way they played the game is just the team in general, right? And without Steph, Is Clay first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't think so.
No way.
In fact, where they put Draymond, I'm a little disappointed too. Well, not
High
necessarily
or low?
disappointed. I'm disappointed with some of the players behind him. Like Chris Webber. I don't think he's better than Chris Webber, bro.
No. People forget how nasty Chris Webber was.
Chris Webber
bro.
was disgusting. Disgusting.
Sacramento,
Chris Webber was Draymond
was,
before Draymond. And that's the thing. Like
but way more athletic.
That's the thing. Way more. Hell yeah, way more athletic.
He was crazy, bro.
What was that with the whole Steph? But yeah,
I think
Steph is my top 3. So
I wouldn't put Steph in my top 3, but I believe that again. Like, who would you take out in the top 10? But as far as impact on the game,
well, you don't gotta take no one out the top 10 because he's in the top 10.
Oh, he already is. Yeah, but if I'm putting Kobe in, I already moved somebody out. Yeah, we're good. But yeah, I'm just trying to think about a player recently, like in my lifetime, that has changed the game in that way. And I can't think of anybody like.
Where did they put Dr. J?
Let me check real quick.
Hakeem 12, KD 13,
20,
Oscar, Jerry West.
I know
KG at 16. I'm a little surprised about.
I know another one that caused some feathers to get a little bit rough was Jokic over Dirk.
Yeah, that one don't bother me too much. They're right next to each other, right? They're side by side. That's a tough one. I think Dirk's that championship has to be one of the all-time
legendary.
And his run throughout that was phenomenal. Like, he was unstoppable, bro. Jokic is kind of like, he's a hybrid center, so it's tough. But I'm gonna put Dirk ahead of him just because if I put Jokic ahead of him, you're gonna use that against me in an argument.
No, I'm not.
I don't know why you picked him.
I'm not. No, I'm not. So bro, I can't do that. When I picked him in the All-Star game, never in my wildest dreams did I think that he would be. And I was a big Jokic fan, you know that, but I never thought he would be what he is right now.
Yeah,
like I'm not a visionary like that. But I just listen.
Yeah, you don't.
Maybe I should be a scout.
Potential.
Maybe I should be a scout. I don't know, but I think was it 2011? No, 2010, because it was the first LeBron year, right? When they win the chip, that was crazy, bro. They should have had no shot in that finals, and he was unbelievable. Obviously, I think he really was the player just thinking about it, like put the stretch, like the stretch 4 or the stretch 5 in the style. Big Su could shoot at a remarkably high clip and had an offensive bag like that. I'm trying to think of another big man before him that had the outside efficiency like that.
Well, he don't shoot a ton of threes.
No, not like outside the 3, but further than 15 feet away from the basket.
Hakeem was pretty solid.
Not on Dirk's level.
Oh, Dirk! I thought you saw Jokic.
Oh no, Jokic could really score from almost anywhere. He got that weird ass jump shot.
Dirk was in. Dirk was. He was a sharpshooter.
He was ridiculous.
There's a lot of different players on this list that I could disagree with, and I'm not talking about some of the older guys who I didn't get to watch, but Grant Hill's way too far. Grant Hill was disgusting. If it wasn't for
he was.
Did they put Paul George on this?
Oh God, I don't know if I saw him.
For those who don't know, breaking news: Paul George underwent an injury. Who is Paul George?
Yeah, and Grant Hill 79.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that. You see, it was crazy. Oh, yeah, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Bro, Indiana, Paul George was a savage. Before he had that gruesome injury.
Are you kidding me? Detroit Grant Hill was disgusting, bro. He transcended that position at small forward.
I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot of Grant Hill.
Grant Hill was disgusting, bro. I'm telling you. T-Mac, way too high.
Really?
T-Mac?
Where did they got him ranked?
I think he was in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Well, when you said way too high, I thought you meant he's too close to 1. But you mean he's too far back?
No. He's too far back.
They got him at 59. T-Mac was disgusting.
T-Mac was so unbelievable, bro.
T-Mac was crazy. I remember that game against San Antonio, I remember I was watching it with my dad, and I think I don't even know how old I was. I must have been like 7 or 8, maybe 9. I don't know. When did that game happen? It had to be like early 2000s.
Yeah, that was when the Rockets and we lost them. No, it was definitely.
But I remember 13 points, bro. 13 points in 30 seconds I just remember just watching them heave up shots. And the crazy part is, like, that's against a great San Antonio team.
Yeah.
With young Manu and young Tony Parker. And young Duncan.
Yeah,
and
that
Pop
happened
as your head coach.
December 9th, 2004.
I mean, I just remember, like, I remember my dad just kept going, like, wow. And he's like, I haven't seen anything like this since Reggie. Right?
Yeah.
But it was like, for those that didn't get to see it, it was like what Neesmith was doing against the Knicks, where he was just pulling up from anywhere and it was going in. It was like a magnet on the ball in the basket.
But don't start that.
In a shorter period of time against an all-time Spurs team and coach.
Yeah, that's a real conspiracy theory. I wouldn't bring up that magnet thing too much, bro. But yeah. I mean, the list is, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just think that some of them probably shouldn't have one. Like they got Kevin McHale over Dwight Howard. Now, I didn't watch Kevin McHale in live time.
Yeah, me either.
But through the highlights, I mean, he was fortunate with his team for sure. And realistically, you put, and this is why it's difficult, because I try to think, like, if you put Dwight Howard against Kevin McHale, I think Kevin McHale is going to get washed.
He's getting destroyed.
Yeah, I think Dwight Howard is just dunking all over this guy the whole game, bro. And people forget how fucking great defensively Dwight Howard was, bro.
He was ridiculous.
How many blocks did he average?
Orlando Dwight was comical, bro. How crazy he was. Because he wasn't just like 7 feet tall. He could jump out of the gym.
Yeah.
Which was
super athletic.
Crazy.
Super athletic.
I mean, look at it. 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense. That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, though, is I look at this list, right? And you look at a lot of the players on it. A lot of these players played in the era of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Which you're like,
supposedly he didn't play competition. I don't know.
I mean, like, look at some of these names on here. Clyde Drexler, 39.
Disgusting, bro. Clyde was nasty, bro.
I mean, Jordan played against AI towards like the end of his career. J. Kidd was a savage. My goodness. John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas. My gosh.
Yeah, they had somebody up there, and I was like, you mean to tell me? Oh, Chris Paul at 30. Why is he at 30?
Where would you put him?
He would definitely be behind Allen Iverson.
Where they got AI at on this list? 36?
AI is busting Chris Paul's ass. I'll tell you that shit right now. Well, Chris Paul is a better facilitator. No, I love Chris Paul's game, bro. See, that's the thing, too. People, and Jimo kept saying this, and a lot of people kept saying this in the comments. It's like, oh, you said it. It's like, you're hating. I'm not hating.
No, you was hating on the Hurts take.
No. I'm not hating, bro.
That was hating.
That's not hating. That's my opinion. Just because I have an opinion, that doesn't mean I'm hating. I love Chris Paul's game. Chris Paul, actually, you know, my favorite time with Chris Paul, and probably the majority of people's, is with the Hornets, right? Like
young CP3.
He was a savage, bro.
With David West.
Did you ever hear about his high school game where his grandfather passed away, so he dropped like 50-something points in honor of him?
Oh, that's savage.
Crazy, bro. Yeah, savage. And again, I don't think him at 30 is a problem. I just think it's a problem that he's ahead of someone like Allen Iverson, in my opinion.
I wonder if it's because of the defensively. Because he's.
What do you mean?
CP.
What do you mean?
Multiple time all defense.
Look, what has he got?
Let me find all this.
All right, so
9-time all defense.
okay. How many steals per game? 2.
2.
All right, let's go to AI.
6 steals titles.
3-time steal champion.
2.2.
4-time scoring champion. Look, he had more steals per game.
He played more games. This guy, Chris Paul's about to play 20. This is 21st to 22nd season. His last one.
That's true too.
This guy wants Chris
true.
Paul. Chris Paul in a wheelchair to average 3 steals a game.
Yo, it's funny because LeBron stat padding with all his extra years, and Chris Paul is going the opposite way.
Well, that's the crazy part about the longevity thing, man.
Yeah.
Is the fact that he's still able to do it.
Yeah. And I credit LeBron for that. Like I said, I wouldn't move LeBron on my top 10, but he's definitely not on my top 5.
I think so. Here's the thing about LeBron, to be honest with you, because I even talk about it sometimes with my dad, who obviously he has Jordan as his GOAT, and I honestly think it has nothing to do with LeBron James
play.
Well, I wouldn't say it's play,
it's the
but
antics.
I think it's more the antics.
It's the antics.
And
it's the shit that I told you. A lot of the shit he does is like,
if LeBron James, the basketball player,
I feel like he's one of those guys. Like if he was around, like if we was in a group setting, I'm like, I'm not hanging out with that corny ass guy.
Well, there goes our LeBron James cameo that I had lined up.
Nah, I'm good. He said ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Yeah. That is devastating. That is a devastating piece of evidence. Gotta scratch that from the record. Strike that from the record. I mean, yeah. I think that's the thing, because you look at the basketball player himself and the numbers that he put up on all it, but I think it's part of it. I think it's the decision, not even the fact that he joined Miami. That's a whole nother thing. But I think it's the theatrics of the decision that a lot of people didn't like.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you just think about the concept, right? Like this guy's every stint he's had with every team, he's been to an NBA Finals. That's impressive. Had a string of 9-10 straight years ago to the finals.
Said he's very. That's one of my biggest credits to LeBron.
Oh my goodness! I'm recording. You come in here talking about the home run derby. I think he had 3 home runs. And so, oh my goodness, came in with a piece of salami. Sorry, pepperoni.
Do the pepperoni challenge.
My goodness, Jazz Chisholm did terrible in the home run derby. That's what she came to tell me.
No, I knew he was gonna do bad once Gmo put a bet on him in FanDuel.
Did he really?
Yeah. I guess the Dominican kid that's cooking.
Yeah, he hit 3 home runs in the home run derby. That's not very good. Dang, she just came here with a slice of pepperoni.
I forgot where we left off.
I think the big thing when it comes to all this stuff, even with the quarterback.
This is where we left off. So you can cut back in here. So I've always credited LeBron for being smart with his decisions, as far as giving himself the best chance to win and being able to GM a lot of shit behind the scenes. So prime example. Going to Miami was the best thing he could have did to get himself those championships.
I agree.
And teaming up with those players, right? It's just it's not just teaming up with them. It's more so part of the theatrics and the whole not 1, not 2, et cetera, et cetera. But then, because you brought up him winning at every stint that he goes through, but that you're gonna tell me it wasn't smart of LeBron to go back to Cleveland and team up with Kyrie and Kevin Love? Because that Kevin Love shit was in the works.
Of course, man.
So
it wasn't a charity move. It wasn't a charity move going back to Cleveland. I mean,
no, it was the best decision to make because that's when Chris Bosh was having his heart issues and D Wade was obviously having his issues.
Yeah.
So going to Cleveland gave him the best chance to win there. Which, honestly, some of the rings they got, Kyrie played a huge role in, and obviously LeBron did too. So I'm not taking that away from LeBron, but even Kevin Love. and then go in to team up with Anthony Davis. like, come on, bro.
Well, AD didn't get there to the year after, but we all know that they were trying to get Kawhi to go there with Bron.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to engineer a deal
But
for
I
that to
respect
happen.
Kawhi for saying, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go get this on my own." Even though
that's Toronto chip.
That was impressive. But
you know, that was the same year. You know, that was the same year I called Jokic, right? Remember, I called Toronto to the finals.
Yes, I remember. Guy.
I'll pull the record.
I remember.
Anyway, I think I know. I remember like, no, you fucking crazy. I'm like, Kawhi's that guy. Anyways, I think the biggest thing, and I think what people fail to understand is that whenever you make a take about somebody, is like you're not denying their talent or their ability
or hating.
Well, yeah, sometimes you hate, but what you're saying is what we consider to be elite is different. So, for example, I'm gonna take it back to the football argument that we had before, because I thought people were gonna be fired up about Jalen Hurts, which they were. But even more people were fired up about Justin Herbert. I didn't know that there was this secret Justin Herbert lover society. No clue.
First off, don't do that. That's very condescending. I've noticed you did that 4 times now.
What?
When somebody don't agree with you and because they like the player, you think it's a lovers club or a lovers society.
It is a lovers club. No. Listen, they're defending him like I defend my wife in an argument. That's how I know it's love.
This guy is out of control.
They're over here. They got Justin Herbert tattoos, all kinds of crazy shit. No, but I think, like I said, the criteria, we even talked about it at the beginning. We talked about Kobe. Yes, there's all these advanced metrics. Somebody was pulling out this graph about how Justin Herbert's performed pro football focus versus their actual passer rating and how many sacks he's avoided. I'm like, cool. So tell me where this explains why he has a near 500 record in the regular season. Why he hasn't won a playoff game even though he's just transcendent quarterback. Why, if you want to put him as an elite quarterback with the groups of the people that we talked about, why he's never been, the highest he's ever been is top 9 in MVP voting if he's really that great. Tell me why these things are true. You could show me all the stats in the world, but tell me when we would ever consider a quarterback with the lack of accomplishments, accolades that he has through 6 seasons, where would we ever call them elite? Tell me when. And I think that
Joe Burrow.
But Joe Burrow's been in the Super Bowl.
He made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Right, and vanquished Patrick Mahomes. Not many people could say they've done that. Justin Herbert hasn't even sniffed that. So, but again, their criteria for elite is different. So I'm not saying he doesn't have any of those talents or attributes. No one's denying the ability. But just because I have LeBron top 3. Just because you don't doesn't mean you're discounting any of his abilities or skills. You're just saying these are the reasons why he's out. It's because of the theatrics. It's because of that one really bad finals loss to the Mavericks. There's reasons why you got him out. I think that's important for people to keep in mind, because if not, it's like, well, he's not good at anything, I guess. It's like, no, it's not the case. But when you want to put somebody in a position,
he's definitely not good at acting. I'll say that.
Well, good thing that's not part of basketball.
Yeah, he is. I disagree, because he does really good at flopping. If he acted in Space Jam the way he flops on the court, he'd be a fucking he'd be in Denzel's category.
That's crazy. But I wanted to throw that out there just because you value certain things that I don't value when it comes to ranking players. That's fine. That's why the criteria is important. So for all the I'm gonna say it again, Justin Herbert lovers, and I guess I can go for the Jalen Hurts lovers too. In your argument, so, and for the LeBron James defenders,
I'm gonna stick on. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that.
Man, this was a good show. I love the fact that we got this list in the middle of the week to kind of, it's the beginning of the week. I think Bleacher Report said they was going to put out like a whole series, a week of worth of content to kind of digest. I think my only problem with this list is because they include like their like highest rankings ever. And there's some players, like, for example, Let me find it so I can make sure I'm saying this right. I don't want to be disrespectful. For example, Chris Bosh, they have him at 71. Chris Bosh is definitely a top 100 player of all time. Not debating that he's on the list. But the highest top 100 ranking he ever was 37.
So how such a significant drop is what you're saying?
Just tell me when he was ever the 37th best player in NBA history.
Oh, okay. He never
Also
was.
that too. How such a big drop? And I get we have this new wave of talent that flushes in, but there's no way between now and whenever Chris Bosh was last considered dominant. We've had him drop 40, what is that? 31 spots, 37 spots? I can't do math. 34 spots.
I've seen one too, and I want to know what your take is how do they have Luka on there?
Ooh,
and not Shy?
Shai's not on here?
No.
He's not? That is interesting. Luka 57 too. That's not like he was just an early entry.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He wasn't he didn't sneak in. He's firmly entrenched in the list. His highest ever ranking was 39 too. I think it was the start of his career. I mean, he's played 7 seasons. He's 5-time All-NBA. That's ridiculous.
Oh, he's disgusting. I think he deserves to be in the top 100 with some of the people I've seen on there. But I don't think that Shai shouldn't be on there.
No, I agree. I mean, if you want to talk about, Shai just said, was he All-NBA last season? I think he was.
Last season?
All-NBA, yeah, not this previous one, but the one before it. Obviously, with the MVP now, something that Luka's never done. Obviously, the chip, something that Luka's never done. And yeah, so they just started doing the conference finals MVPs in 2022. So he's the first player ever
Is that recent?
That recent. He's the first player ever to be regular season MVP, conference finals MVP, and finals MVP. Now, granted, I'm sure that if it was around when Jordan played and Magic played and Bird played, they would have swept the awards as well. But to be the only player in that company, and I think one of only a few to win MVP and finals MVP in the same season is incredible. So yeah, Shai should definitely be on the list if we got some young current players on here. Obviously, Bron and Steph and Clay and Draymond and like Kawhi, because what he did in San Antonio and Toronto belong on the list. But I mean, that's an interesting one. I didn't even catch that SGA wasn't on. That's a good catch by you. They even got Tatum on here, which I think Tatum.
Where's Tatum at?
Tatum is 93, which is really interesting because Tatum has been ridiculous. I mean, he's only. So here's what I don't get. Wow, I'm glad you brought
on the list.
No, so I'm glad that you.
It's
disrespectful that Tatum's 93. So now that you brought up
more disrespectful, Tatum's on the list and not Brown.
Oh, don't start that one.
Brown won the MVP, guy.
Listen, I'm gonna stick to the Luka one. 29, 8 and 8, 7 seasons in is ridiculous. 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star. Obviously been to the finals. But the guy whose team who absolutely destroyed his Dallas Mavericks in the finals has played 8 seasons, is 5-time All-NBA just like Luka, but is an NBA champion and averages 24, 7, and 4. And he's 93. He's like 40 spots below Luka.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Do you think that's because they feel like Luka has number one, he's in contention for like best player in the NBA, and Tatum's not really there? Do you think that's part of the?
Well, talk about Tatum being in contention. So I think that might be it. I think it also could be that the impact Luka makes on an international level is obviously higher. But I don't know. That's a great question we should ask these people.
Tatum's also a way better defender.
100%.
100%. As a two-way player, Tatum's a better player. I'm not saying that he should be higher on the ranking than Luka, but to be this far down when you got Luka on there is insane.
I agree.
And I'm not sure if it. Let me just read. Is this like going into like for current players for like going into next season? Because obviously he's not going to play next season because of the Achilles injury. But I don't even see anything like that. Because if you're talking about the totality of Tatum's NBA career, I mean, if they've been in the playoffs, so like every season, if not almost every season, they've been on deep playoff runs. Almost every season of Tatum and Brown's
Yeah.
career.
100%.
Even when they were young, I mean, they were battling against
LeBron.
Cavs, LeBron's. LeBron's Cavs. That is crazy, bro. That is disrespectful. Forget the Shea one. Shea should be on there, but I think the Tatum one is even more disrespectful. 93? And I'm not even a Tatum guy.
Give him more reason to come back better than ever. You know who I
Jaylen Brown should be on this list. I agree with you.
Jaylen Brown should 100% be on that list. You know who I want to give some respect to?
He's going to be on the list after next year.
I would hope so. He should have been on it this year. But it's Sean Livingston. I don't think he's top 100. But what I'll say is, I came across a clip, and we're talking about basketball. I came across a clip. Do you know how long it took Sean Livingston to come back feeling like the player he at least was?
Was it like
injury? Do you remember his injury?
Yeah, wasn't it like the tear? Was it knee or his Achilles?
It was his knee, and he tore like 4 out of the 5 tendons.
Yeah, it was bad. Wasn't it like 3 years or some shit like that?
5, he said.
5.
It took him 5 years to get back to feeling like he was the player that he once was, and he was a fucking huge contributor to that Warriors team.
The midi was automatic, brother.
Automatic, bro.
Automatic. Livingston pulling up from 18 was one of the scariest sights.
I wanted to say that because I think we get caught up to a lot of times with what's currently going on and stuff. But also, we give people their flowers too late. And I don't say we as in you and I think the people in general. So I think he definitely deserves his flowers. So I wanted to throw that out there.
There's a lot of like players where I'm like, I'm not sure if they're top 100, but maybe it's just because I got the chance to watch them play. That I thought they were just absolutely disgusting. Like Zach Randolph was a savage.
Bro,
Joe Johnson.
Rasheed Wallace. Yo,
nasty.
Even KG said he was the hardest person to defend. He could do everything. I don't think he's on there.
No. Another guy who I kind of remind Jermaine O'Neal.
Was a savage.
Is
Ron Artest on there?
No, I don't think so.
He wasn't like
it just goes to show you how good the talent in the NBA really
Jamal
is. This other guy, ridiculous. Lou Will off the bench was ridiculous. Joe Johnson, bro, was an automatic bucket. ISO Joe, my God. Cold in Atlanta, cold in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was nice.
Paul Millsap was another one consistent.
You know who Joe Johnson reminds me of? Andre Johnson.
Yo, that's a crazy comp. Like the way they talk and the way they look a little bit, right?
Yeah. And how nice they are, but they're kind of like underrated.
Andre Johnson was a savage, brother.
He was nasty, bro. He was nasty.
You know what I remember most about Andre Johnson was when he beat the shit out of Cortland Finnegan. You remember that? The Titans cornerback that always talks shit. He like ripped his helmet off and started punching him.
No.
Oh my God. Andre Johnson was a savage. Man, Chauncey at 91, Chris Webber at 90.
Chauncey, big shot Billups, man.
Draymond at 88. Damn. Man.
Yeah, no.
You could take all the time in the world picking apart this list. I don't envy them putting this together, to be honest with you. Like, they got Jimmy Butler at 83. I'm probably taking I'm taking Tony Parker over Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking Jaylen Brown over Jimmy Butler.
Fact. Absolutely. You know what it is, though? I think, obviously, what he was able to do in Miami, those 2 championship runs, the bubble one and then the one where they lost to the Nuggets.
I agree.
That did a lot.
That's where he became playoff Jimmy. But
that series against the Celtics when Grant Williams was talking all that shit, and he just was like, all right, bet. And went automatic. That was the killer mode that I think a lot of people value. It was like, all right.
Oh, I loved it. Even as a Celtics fan, I loved it. I remember when they threw in, they was down, what was they down? 1? It was like not even 2 seconds left, and they threw like an alley-oop to Butler, and he caught it and finished it.
Against Milwaukee.
Win that game. Was it against Milwaukee?
I think that was to send it to overtime, the elimination game.
But yeah. And again, I don't say that disrespectfully, like saying Brown over Butler, because I think Butler is
he's a
phenomenal
savage
player.
Nah, Brown was too impactful, brother.
But even think about the last couple games the Warriors played against Minnesota. Like,
No
Butler
show
was
offensively.
really passive, man. Like, just
No show offensively.
and he said it. He kept saying it. I remember after the game they won, which is like, we need Steph back. Like, he makes everybody's job 10 times easier.
I think that's another thing that lends to Steph, which is why I don't get people. And I think it's because Steph was the last one in the top 10 and Kobe was 11. I think whoever was in that 10 spot would have caught flag because we literally just got to see how
The impact.
inept the Warriors' offense was without Steph Curry. We got to see it play out for like a week and a half in front of our eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is what playoff Jimmy, even though of course his offense wasn't there like it was in Miami, like they just had it looked like they had nothing going on. And you put Steph back in the lineup and it's like, yeah, easy 110. It's light.
Yeah.
Man.
This was fun.
Crazy. I'm looking at this list and I'm like, oh my gosh.
The Tatum call out was pretty good.
The Tatum one was really good. The Shea and Tatum one was really good. I'll give you credit. Like Joel Embiid at 66.
You said Paul George is on this list? Yeah, nah.
Paul George, brother, 78. Indiana Paul George was cold, though. He was cold.
How long was that?
How long was that? Was that like 6 years? Because then he went to OKC, right? He got traded for Oladipo, I think. Let me see. He was there for a little bit. 7 years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seasons.
Damn, I didn't realize he was part of that organization that long.
He was there for a grip.
What year is he in?
This is year... Damn, what year is this? 15? It'll be 16 coming up.
Wow.
I mean, but look at some of these rankings that he has. Like he was most improved player in 2013, All-Star, NBA third team, defensive team, all second team. He was a first team all defense, third team all NBA, All-Star. He was crazy. His best season was that
13.
Was that second season at OKC, it looks like, before he went to LA. Third in the MVP voting, third in Defensive Player of the Year, first team All NBA, first team All Defense. It had to be there because after he left OKC, this is not anybody. It can't be anybody's GOAT after that. Yeah. Indiana Paul George was cold as shit, though. That team was battling LeBron. The Heat. I'm definitely keeping that soundboard. Somebody right there. He said, Paul George is on this list?
Good one.
Paul George is on this list.
Paul George.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you made it this far. Podcast P. He's gonna be doing. I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see how long he's out. Might be doing some more of that. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, keep the conversation going on TikTok. So, anyways, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're not subscribed already, please do follow us on the socials. And as always, think critically, speak infamously.
It's love.
What